had an intro, that would be hilarious. Let's get ready to party, baby. Bring it. Bring it. Wow. Hey guys, look at that. I tried to put on lipstick today. We're trying to get back into the swing of things. And you know what I mean by that. Even I don't know. Hey, Case Face. Hey, mods. Thank you, angels, for being here. Hey, Pat Jonas, Meredith Lynn, King's Kid, Trixie, Sin. Hey, Robin Miners. Squirrel Girl made it. Kristen Hawk is here. Hey, I want to say real quick before I forget. Yesterday, right when we ended, Linda Stokes, I haven't seen you for a little bit. She left me a huge super chat. She left me $50 and said, get well soon. So if you see this, Linda, I don't know if you're here, but I just really wanted to make sure you were thanked and acknowledged for that. I ended the stream and then it popped up. So thank you to Linda Stokes for that super chat yesterday. That was incredibly kind. Hey, OG Gaslit. Hey, Donna Cooper. Jen Finberg. Hey, babe. Hey, Dee, Eric from California. Hey, Linz, Joanne Hawley. Love you, babe. Hey, Susan Trigg, Kathy Burkhart, Aloha Sue, DNV made it. Linus Swell. I think it was your birthday like a day or two ago. There have been so many birthdays. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But if I'm right, happy birthday. I'm sorry I missed you. Thank you, Liz Tricks. Hey, Miss Sassafras. Hey, Chrissy Twig, FAFO. Yeah, Renee B. I went to the doctor today. Hey, Lydia Krause. Thank you, Lydia. And tell Lucas I'm sorry I didn't really get a chance to talk to him as much on the Zoom. He looked so cute. He was so smiley. He has the best smile. He's adorable. Hey, Whidbey Island hippie girl. Why don't you sit up there? Oh, you want to come up here? Well, wowie, girl. You got a simple little hair trim around your eyes, and you would have thought that I cut all your toes off and fed them to the wolves. Trixie, yeah. Hey, Buffy. Hey, Rhonda McNeil. Thank you, Dee. Hey, Teacher Mama Life. Just as I am. Carrie made it. Patty F. Wanda. Hey, I'm a zinc believer. I got to get some of that. I don't have any, but thank you. It's nice to see you, Wanda. I hope you're doing good. Hey, Chicago Jane. Helena, love you. Always got your back. Helena, I don't even want you to be here. Guys, please just do little well wishes and prayers for her. She's not feeling great, and you never have to super chat me, but I love you, Helena, and I worry about you a lot. Thank you, babe. Thank you, and go back to bed. Hey, Wandering Widow. Thank you again for what you've done for me and Tommy. Hey, Rachel Sandy, and I know I say that every time, but so what you're saying is you're an Aries. Why did it say that? Somebody told me it was your birthday. I swear. I'm probably just losing it. It was probably a dream because I've slept so much in the last 4 days. I apologize, but happy late birthday from April. Hey, Kim Leaf. Good for you, Kim Leaf. Hey, Alabama Rose. Really? Really, Tawny. See, all we did was trim around the footy paws. We really attempted to trim around those footy paws, and you would have thought that we cut the whole damn things off. All I did was try to trim around her Lorax mustache, and you would have thought that she was calling the authorities. It was really over the top and incredibly dramatic. I don't know if you knew. And she says, well, I don't know if you knew, but I'm kissed by the Lord, and I'm at liberty to judge you whenever I fucking feel. No, I didn't know that. Hey, Kim is blue. Hey, Armine. Unbelievable, girl. Anna Pikachu Hunter. I haven't seen you for a minute. Hey, Linda. Let's see. Holly made it. Love Holly. Debbie Zito. Ewa is here. Janine, welcome in. Julie's here. Tennessee girl. Let's see. Okay, I think I just caught up. Sunshine girl, thank you. I'm a little bit better. So I'll just tell you guys, I went to the doctor today from a diabetes. I saw my doctor with the mullet, and boy, what a time to go to the doctor. Hey, Cindy G, his assistant is a third year student in medical school. Really sweet girl. She told me it's her second day there. She's just like rotating, or I don't know what you guys do when you go to college, but uh it was her second day. And Renee B, I forgot to ask. Dang, I should have. He looked great today. He's a sharp dressed man, but he has a mullet. It's so weird because his head doesn't match the rest of him. Dude had on like light blue suede wingtip shoes today. He's a sharp dressed man, and it's impressive. He had a light blue button down shirt to match it. He's fancy, but he has a mullet, and I feel like he's bringing it back. Um, no, this girl, by the way, guys, I just want to say I lost 8 pounds, 7.5, but I'm rounding up. He was like, look at you. He was like, you lost almost 8 pounds. And I was like, I've been sick for the last 5 days. I haven't had any interest in food. Yeah, Trixie, I know, Robin. Man, this girl, she went to use the blood pressure cuff that like my A1C came down 2 points actually. I did not know that, but it had. Um, she uses the automated one. They always do. And I always tell them, I'm like, every time you guys use that thing, it's wrong, but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have high blood pressure, but it reads it high. And then they have to do it with a cuff, right? Which I was always told when I worked for doctors that you always want to use the cuff. The cuff is the most accurate. So she goes to use the cuff and the damn thing broke on my arm. I'm not kidding. I started having panic attacks. I was like hyperventilating. She pumps it up as high as it will go. You know, everybody knows what that feels like. And she couldn't get it to release. And it was sitting there like my arm felt like it was going to literally be amputated. Like I was losing, you know how you feel like your pulse in your arm when it's that high? And she was like, I'm so sorry. And she was like pumping the thing and it was getting tighter. And she was like trying to release it with some knob. And I was like, I'm starting to sweat here, girl. I was like, this is starting to hurt. I can't feel my arm. I was like, I can't feel it. It hurts. And she was like, I'm really sorry. I'm trying to. And I was like, this has never happened to me. And it was stuck there for, I mean, probably close to a minute. Hey, Linda Gillum. And I was like, this is painful. This hurts. And she finally figured it out. My blood pressure was like 117/80. It's always normal. But I know Donna Cooper, and I was like, my poor arm. It had like marks all over it when you sleep too hard on your pillow. I was like, are you all right? Poor chubby thing. Yeah, it really hurt. Hey, baby lily pad. So then I was like, she leaves. Hey, beautiful dreamer. Yeah, Cindy G, my blood pressure, thank God, right? Because we've got the beatus, Cindy, and we've got the high cholesterol. I can't have high blood pressure because I like salt personally. I salt the shit out of everything and I just can't, that's a boundary we can't cross. Did you really, babe? Dang. Hey, Bridge, there's my man. My A1C was 7.8. Not good, but also not bad, right? I mean, when you brought it down from 12.4 years ago, there's some pride in that. And also, you have to take into account that I am an overweight American, right? Americans get a pass, especially living in the South, because everything's fried and that's just the way of it. Hey, Cindy Cat Lover. So that being said, I think I'm good. That's what the American Diabetes Association says in the fine print at the bottom. It says, if you're overweight and you're an American in the South, fiddle faddle. Snack on, girl. So yeah, that sucks, D. I really love salt. More than sugar, more than sweet, I like salt. When I was a small child, a witch put a curse on me that I would always eat chips, and that's what's happened. And that curse is passed down to my offspring. Huxley will mow through. I got it from my mom. My mom is a chip person. Me too. Cindy, it does. If there's chips and dip, especially, or cheese and crackers, I could live on that. That's why I'm fat. Just so you know, it's all cheese and crackers. It's all chips and dip. I could eat chips and salsa. I could eat Ruffles with sour cream and onion. I could eat them plain. I can do it anytime you want me to. I mean, I love ice cream. Sure. I like chocolate. I like all that stuff, but like a honey mustard pretzel, absolutely. Like I've never met one that didn't love me. You know, Debbie, he didn't say that. We did have that talk though. So, hey, Alicia Johnson, I just said, what am I in for? What do you want to do about it? He said, well, your weight went down, your A1C went down 2 points, like nothing crazy. And me too, Donna. And he said, but your overall cholesterol went down, but the bad cholesterol something, he said, went up. He said, which tells me that you've cut back on carbs, but you've increased your protein. I said, sure, whatever. Like I'm paying attention to that. And I was like, yeah, let's call it that. And he said, you know, and then he talked a long time about, hey, Pam. He talked a long, Pam, sorry, I thought you were 61. Pam is going to be 61 on Friday. I was wrong. She's 60. That's crazy, Dee. And he talked a lot about the American Diabetes Association, and then there's one other one, and he said they fight with each other. And he said something really cool. I'm not going to lie. This was pretty cool. And this is why I really do like this guy. He said he was sitting there with his assistant and he was kind of bouncing stuff off of her and kind of making her answer questions. He was like, so if this means this, he was like, what does that mean? And he was like putting her on the spot, which I don't know. Some people like that. Some people don't. He wasn't mean about it at all. He was really cool. He's super down to earth. I like him too, because he doesn't call himself Dr. Blank. He just calls himself by his first name. Call me crazy, but like, especially men have a real ego problem, I find. And I like that I worked for the coolest doctor like that. And this dude was hot shit. He went to Harvard. He went to Harvard Medical School, and he was a specialist in his field. He was a corneal specialist. He was highly educated. He had 7 brothers and sisters. They were all MDs except one. His dad was an MD. His wife was an MD. She was a plastic surgeon. This dude was a badass. He never went by Dr. Blank. He always introduced himself and said, hi, I'm Steve. And there's just something about that. Don't get me wrong, because if you go to medical school, I do think that you should be called Dr. whoever, because you earned the title. But I really, really love something about people who don't need the title. Like I love really, really rich people, and you never would know they had a dime to their name because they don't have to run around showing it or telling it. Holly. And I love people of high, educational levels. And he would always, we'd go into every exam room with him and he'd go to the patient and go, hey, I'm Steve. And I just thought, that's cool. That's really cool. Like he treats the janitor the same way he treats the CEO. He did not need the title. He literally went to Harvard. I always thought that was super cool and admirable. Dude never shared that. I only knew it because it was on his certificate on the wall. But I really, really, really am turned on by people who don't need you to know who they are. There's no status symbol attached to them. There's no, my last name is Miscavige. There's none of that. They don't need you to know who they are. They don't need to ride on your coattails or somebody's coattails. They're just who they are. They accept themselves and who they are. I love that. It's very down to earth and it makes you feel comfortable, because oftentimes for me, I feel unbalanced when I'm around super highly educated people. Like I'm in the presence of highly educated, very, very smart, intelligent people. I admire that, but I feel the balance is off because I am not educated at all. So I always feel my guard and my feathers go down when a doctor is like, hey, I'm Steve. Like it just makes me feel a certain way. Hey, Bama. And I know that's probably just a me thing, but I like people like that. They don't need you to know who they are. They just accept who they are. And I like that. They don't need the recognition. They don't need the clout. They don't need any of that. I love people like that, especially super rich people who you wouldn't even know. Like rich people who own the company and they won't tell you that. They're just like, I work at this company. Like, I just really admire people like that. Anyway, that was neither here nor there. More here than there, but it was neither one really. So he says to me today, and I thought this was really cool. He goes, can I take a minute? This is why I like him. He takes a long time with me. I love a doctor who takes time with a patient and you're not treated like a number. Those are rare these days. So he goes, he looks at both of us ladies because his assistant's in there. He goes, can I just take a minute with you guys? He goes, we take a few minutes to do something. And I was like, sure, I've got all the time in the world. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. And he said, I'd like to break down and explain to you, like, really what diabetes is and insulin and stuff like that. He goes, has anybody ever explained it to you? And I was like, no. And it was so cool because he started it by saying, he goes, this is how you know the difference between a good doctor and a bad doctor. He goes, a good doctor will communicate with you and explain things and why things are the way they are. And he said in terms that you can understand. And I was like, he speaks my language. And he did. He talked just like me. You know how I always have to give like examples and concepts? That's what he did this morning. He was explaining like an insulin, how insulin works, and like what a molecule is with the sugar, and how the sugar builds up, and insulin resistance and what it means. And he really broke it down for me. And I said, that is so cool. I said, thank you so much for taking the time to explain that to me. And he goes, do you know what medical school is? He goes, it's really, he goes, it's a lot of like learning a new language. He goes, which I always thought was kind of stupid. He goes, it's a bunch of fancy terms, you know, like instead of swelling, you switch it to edema, right? Like, no, he's not hot. He has a mullet, but he's a nice man. I mean, he's a good look. He has a beautiful face. He's a good looking man, not my type, right? Not looking either, but really sharp dressed man. Hey, Jan. So he goes, medical school is simply like, he goes, we learn to be doctors, but we learn all the fancy lingo. And he goes, I wish they would do away with that. He goes, because we're not really going to be able to speak to our patients that way. He goes, I really just want to be able to communicate with you and explain to you what's going on in your body. Hey, Debbie, love and life. Hey, hippie chick. And I just thought that was so, again, so down to earth. It wasn't, I mean, he taught me a lot about diabetes today, which actually scared the shit out of me and did make me motivated to change because there were things I didn't know. But more importantly, it's bigger than that. Zoom out had nothing to do with diabetes, right? Didn't have anything to do with diabetes. It had to do with he was highly educated and he took the time, right? He could have been a dick. He could have been a lot of doctors that are like, well, your A1C is high. We're going to have to add this and increase this. And here you go, and walk out of the room, because that's what a lot of them do. And they kind of talk down to you and make you feel stupid. No way. This dude was totally like speaking my language at my level. Hey, Brock, sorry I missed your birthday the other day, Brock. Happy birthday to you. Gosh, everybody had a birthday in like the last 72 hours. It's wild. Baby Steps had her birthday yesterday. That's the exact kind of doctor I look for, Debbie Zito. Thank you, beautiful dreamer. And that's why I say, and I'm going to say this, guys, manners and how you treat people will get you everywhere in life. Because I fire. I think it's great that you have some big degree, right? That you have a medical degree, right? A medical license. You're a doctor. Cool. They're a dime a dozen. I can go get any doctor I want. I can go see somebody else. And I have fired so many doctors because they treated me like shit. Like I was just a number. They didn't even look me in the eye, right? So that's great. I'm cool. That's cool that you're successful and you went through medical school. But what I'm looking for is exactly what I just described to you. Somebody who talks to you, treats you like a human being, doesn't play God, because a lot of doctors do that. A lot of them don't too. But I just like people who are really good at what they do, and they may have some hot shit title, but they just talk to you on a normal human being level, right? They cut through all the I'm a big deal and the ego and all of that. So I really, really, really love and admire and appreciate human beings like that who take the time to be real. He's very authentic. So he explained all that to me, and that was really cool. Now, he said that I can stay on my medication and see him again in 3 months and try to get it down. He was like, I'm fine with that. I said, what about, I heard that Ozempic just came out with a pill form. And they did. And he said, yeah, they did. We can try that. He said, it might have some newer technology to it than your current GLP-1. We can give it a try. He said, your insurance may kick it back. And I said, why? If I'm already on a GLP-1, wouldn't it accept it? And he said, no, not necessarily. He said, and I'm going to have to do a bunch of paperwork for a prior authorization, which is fine. So it got approved. Oddly enough, he already sent it through. He did the prior auth. It got approved, but it's $150 a month. I'm not paying that. So I'm going to go to the pharmacy. Now I'm just rattling here, but I'm going to go to the pharmacy and see if they have a coupon, because Rybelsus, I use a coupon with my insurance and it brings it way more cheap than that. I don't know what I pay a month because I get a 90-day supply at a time, but I pay not much at all. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I did know that, Renee B. So I got approved for Ozempic. If I can't get the price to come down, I'm going to stay on my Rybelsus. So I'll let you guys know when I go to the pharmacy tomorrow. But what was crazy too, I told him I was sick, just so you guys know. That too, Jen Finberg. Yes. I told him I was sick, and that was weird. I said, I'm probably fine. I don't think I need anything. I was like, I'm getting over it. Hey, Puka Vista. And he took one of those things and he looked in my ears and he looked in this ear and he went, whoa. And then he looked up my nostril and he went, are you in pain? And I said, no. And he said, you're not? He said, you don't feel anything through here? Are you hurting behind the eye? Any headaches, tooth pain? I said, no. He goes, you have a really severe sinus infection. He said, it's pretty bad. It's like really clogged. And I said, oh, okay. I did not know. And I said, I'm glad I'm here. He said, so I'm going to write you a script for an antibiotic. So he did that too. Okay, Debbie, is Mounjaro though in a pill form? I'm going to try the pill form of Ozempic. I'm a little nervous because somebody said yesterday it made their hair fall out. And God, I hope that doesn't happen to me. That's just not something I'm willing to accept. But yeah, I did get a text that said your Ozempic has been approved and covered, but I'm not paying $150 a month for it. No way. So if they don't have the coupon program like Rybelsus does, I won't do it. Hey, Nicole Hazelmiller, but thank you, Cindy G. So I got to say, I feel a little better about that. And I am going to take it a little bit more seriously. And here's why. Just for you people with diabetes. Hey, Linda Garden Lady. Hey, Karina. Yeah, I didn't know I had a sinus infection. I mean, I believe him. I am pretty damn clogged up, but nothing terrible. I did not know this. True, Obama. I did not know this. Okay, third eye open. But he said, that was Gertie, in case anyone was wondering. He said, he kind of freaked me out. Like, I thought I was just, just popping pills and eating whatever I want and it's fine. He was like, yeah, because you're young. Yeah. He said, but eventually all the damage you're doing to yourself by having that high blood sugar, he said, it's like a person who smokes for 40 years and they quit. And 20 years later, he said they get COPD and they'll say, I haven't had a cigarette in 20 years. He said, it's because you already did all that damage to your body when you were young. And that kind of freaked me out. And I know that most of you right now are probably rolling your eyes going, really, Reese? Yeah, because I haven't researched much about diabetes. I tried once and it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I think I also can't do a lot of research because I get all triggery and weird about clearing words and understanding. And so I backed off of it. So I didn't realize that he was like, yeah, he said, eventually, if you keep doing this, you will run out of insulin. Your pancreas won't make it anymore. And I was like, what? What does that mean? And he said, that's when it gets bad and you got to start taking insulin. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. And he was like, well, you won't ever have to do that if you get it under control. And I said, oh shit. Hey, Debbie Gonzalez. I did not know that. I feel dumb, but I didn't know that. I figured it was just like, it's not that serious. It's fine. I'm still not going to say it's that serious. A body is a body and we're going to all die of something, right? Like a lot of us get cancer, diabetes, something. I would expect. Hey, Lacey Silver, but I want to take it a little bit more seriously. So I went to the store after that. Hey, Joel Sachs, I was wondering if I'd see you today again. And I decided because I don't eat a lot of meat. I would like to cut out carbs. And so I think I'm just going to increase my veggie intake because I could eat veggies all day, every day. The only reason I really don't eat them is because I'm lazy. I don't take the time to prepare them, clean them, bake them, all of that. But I could eat veggies and all different kinds of veggies all the time. I don't know if that's a really good diabetic diet. Lacey, I was just saying that it actually went pretty good, but that's how I'm going to start out. I'm gonna cut back on just the more processed stuff that I eat. I eat a lot of processed, meaning like crackers. That's my go-to. I'll eat like cheese and crackers for dinner. Or I'll make I mean, lately I've been eating a lot of fried green tomatoes. Right, for sure, Puka Vista. Hey, JR. Um, I've seen a lot of patients with diabetic retinopathy. Yeah, Renee B. Yeah. That's true, Kim is blue. And thanks, Joel. I'm a little bit better. I do like tofu, but I've never actually cooked it. D. I order it in restaurants, but I've never cooked it for myself. Beans are good, Kim is blue. And I would no, I don't eat fish and I don't eat chicken. Um, I love a caprese salad, babe, but I don't know that there's any hey Helen Baker, nutritional value to that. But here's the thing. I'm not really gonna take it that I do love cottage cheese. I actually have been avoiding it because I've been all full of mucus, but I have some in the fridge from Trader Joe's. Um, what was I just gonna say? I'm not gonna worry too much about nutritional, all of this. I think even a caprese salad is a better choice than chips and dip. So I'm just gonna like not overdo it and go crazy. Thank you, Linda. There you are. Hey, Linda, I said it in the beginning of the stream. Hey, Paula D. You gave me a giant super chat last night, right when the stream ended, that said, feel better. And that meant the world to me. And I wanted to tell you thank you. I'm so glad you came in. Linda, thank you so much for that super chat yesterday. That was really, really nice of you. Cottage cheese is good protein. I'm going to try to increase. I do like eggs and I really like deviled eggs. I like hard boiled eggs. I might just pop some of those throughout the day. Guys, there's so many options. I just don't take the time to prepare it. That's my problem, which is stupid. I don't have any excuse. I love, yeah, lentils, Lydia Krause. Kim is blue. I was gonna say, we love Greek salads, which I don't know how to make a Greek salad, but that's not hard. I can figure it out. And I love chickpeas. I love hummus. I might start loading up like some celery with cream cheese and everything bagel seasoning. There's all kinds of shit that I love to eat. And to be honest, I used to eat like this when I was married to Jeff in Kansas City because I lived so close to Whole Foods. I was running to Whole Foods all the time. I was doing a lot more cooking. Here I have less access to that. Hey, Lupita, and my house is a lot smaller. It's a lot more crammed together. Everything's cluttered. I had a nice, huge kitchen in Kansas City, and I loved cooking and just making things. So I'm going to try to open my mind to that again. Cindy G, hummus is easy to make, but I buy it because it's so cheap. I buy organic hummus for $5 at Costco in a giant tub. I love one of my favorite things to do is also good for you. I don't know if it's good for you. I get spinach wraps tortillas, and I love to layer them with hummus, cucumber slices, feta cheese, and a ton of sriracha. Roll it up like a burrito. I know a guy who will happily cook for you. Bonus package. Really? Is he in Tennessee? Protein is important on a GLP-1. Eggs, dairy. I know. I just don't eat it. Maybe a steak a few times a month. Oh, I can't afford that. No way. I would, but I'm picky about steak. If you like tofu, watch some YouTube videos. Okay, I will. Thank you, beautiful dreamer. Monk fruit sweetener. I use that in my coffee. Do I have an air fryer? Yes. I don't use it because Huxley uses it so much and he doesn't do a good job at cleaning up after himself and it grosses me out. Maybe I should get my own air fryer, to be honest, because it just creeps me out. I don't like to share stuff. Ask Tommy. It's a real problem in our relationship. Yeah, the only thing there is the tortilla. Here's the thing. I'm not going to get that weird about it. I'm just not. I am never going to be a person who's like, uh-oh, and counting and all of that. I'm not going to cut my diet down that much, but I'm just going to try to make small improvements. No, babe. I don't know that. So anyway, guys, that was my doctor's appointment. I don't know why we spent 30 minutes talking about it, but I feel good about that chat. I really like that doctor. Does it bother you when your food touches? Oh, God, yes. Greek salad, chop a cucumber, tomato, pepper, green onion, pepperoncini, oh, feta, and add chickpeas. Damn, girl, yes. I'm actually going to take a picture of that. I know that sounds crazy, but I need to know more. Thank you, Kim is Blue. Babe, I don't want to know these things. Stop it. Yeah, I'm really weird about my food. Ask Tommy. Um, Donna Cooper. I'm super picky about my food. It's bothered every single man in my life. Every man I've ever been with except Huxley, it has bothered. I'm very weird about my food touching. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy, I'm weird about I don't think you guys, well, a lot of you already don't like me, but most of you that actually like me would, hey, Sophia, would not like me because I am so weird about food and drink. Like I have been this way since as long as I can remember. And I've been picky. And as far back as I can remember, I remember this one time my dad made something when I was little after my mom left. Hey, Crafty Carrie. And he would make meat and stuff like that. And I never wanted it. Hey, Tash Bits. And I was sitting at the table and I went, what are those black things? And I think it was pepper. And my dad went, rat shit, eat it. Like my dad was so mean. He was always mad. And I was like, I don't want to eat that. And he was like, well, you're going to eat it. You're not leaving till you eat it. And I sat there for like 9 hours and didn't eat it. Shocking, right? I'm really, really picky about food, super picky. And I kind of have the palate of a 5-year-old. I don't like trying new stuff. I don't like fancy foods. You're gonna have a hard time getting me to eat at your potluck because I'm afraid of arm hairs and people coughing into their food. Um, Trixie, I get that. Hey, Gemini girl, true Liz Trix. I what was I gonna say? That's one. Yeah, I just can't even. I can't even talk about eating meat. It really freaks me out. Oh, thank you, Kim is Blue. I was kind of hoping you were there yesterday. I'm glad you saw it. Tommy says I'm getting better. I'm really weird about eating meat. I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid it's always undercooked. And then I start thinking about the animal and I get really depressed. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm picky about texture too, Sophia, but I don't have to worry about textures if I'm not eating meat. I feel like Hannibal Lecter every time I eat meat. But yeah, Kim is Blue. That, yeah, no way, beautiful dreamer. That breakthrough that we had yesterday really has got. As a matter of fact, I didn't sleep much last night. I got up at 5 and I have been up since. Tommy says I'm different to be sure. I'm very weird. I don't like sharing drinks with people. Even Tommy, I wouldn't do it with Huxley. All the moms that I still see to this day that will pull a sucker out of their child's mouth and pop it into their mouth, you will see me on the side of the road vomiting. I cannot handle saliva. I don't like body fluids. I don't like seeing it. Is it an only child thing? No, because I have 2 sisters. Wow, JR says your breakthrough helped me too. I love that. Yeah, I'm incredibly weird with food though, Kim is Blue, to where it pisses people off. It bothers people. They don't like it. I don't like if my food gets touched. I don't like if I see you like touch it, I'm like, you can have it. I don't want it. If somebody took a drink out of my drink, I'm like, you can have the rest. I don't want it. I'm really weird about that. I'm my ex-father-in-law, we all know who Doug is. That dude I never changed my last name. I don't know if you guys know this. When I married his son, Huxley's father, we were married almost 10 years. I didn't change my last name. I hated their last name. It was hard to pronounce and I just didn't like it. So I kept my maiden name. And we would have family dinners at least once a week, typically twice. Hey, Sigrid, what about intimacy? That's a lot of body fluids. It doesn't bother me too much, but it grosses me out. This is why I couldn't be a lesbian. Like, I feel sorry for Tommy every time he comes up looking all proud and like he just got back from war. He literally will do this. And I don't really want to give you the rest of the story, but it looks like he went through a car wash and it's the worst thing that's ever happened to anybody. My ex-father-in-law, we did family dinners almost every Friday and every Sunday. Okay. And every week we did that. Huxley would like take a sip out of my drink, or he would give Huxley a sip out of his drink, or they would share food, or they would double dip. And I would always back out. Like if we went to a Mexican restaurant, there'd be like bean dip, salsa, like hot, mild bean dip, guac. Okay. These assholes would triple dip their chip. So they'd get like bean dip in the guac or bean dip in the salsa. I'm done. You touch that shit with that shit, I'm done. I don't want to know you. I'm not talking to you and I'm upset about everything. So when I go to restaurants, I just am like, can I get my own? Because I'm just weird. And he used to always say, my father-in-law would say this, love you, hun bun. My father-in-law would always say this to me. He'd go, boy, I'm sure glad you're not an Argus. It's obvious that you're a Wally. You sure are not a part of this family. He would do it almost every week. Like if there was a problem and I was like, can I get my own dip? I'm weird about it. Can I get my own side of, and he would say that every time. He would like he would isolate me and go, boy, you can certainly tell you're a Wally. And I was like, thanks. Like I'm kind of over people lately. I'm over people lately who use humor to be hurtful. I'm also over people who have like qualities of being disingenuous. I'm over people who I share something with and then they turn around and betray you. I'm over people who look like Jeff. I fucking hate people who look like Aaron Smith Levin. And there's so many of them. Every fucking time I go to Costco, I'm like, look, there's 6 Aaron Smith Levins in the fucking steak department at Costco. They're all like Fred Flintstone and they're all just like bulking up, like getting fucking meat and it's so frustrating. There's always some fucking fat bald guy with a reddish beard who skips leg day and he's a laundry bag full of meat on top and he's walking around like that cartoon that would walk on his paws, that bulldog that would like walk on his knuckles. That's what Aaron looks like. Aaron is a laundry bag full of meat on top, but he skips leg day. He's like a giant, just like hard-boiled egg, like walking around on little stilts. Hey, Caroline in Canada, you can really tell that my period is coming, but I'm so tired of people who fucking look like Dick Smith Levin. Sometimes I just want to go up to him and be like, can you stop fucking looking like that? Can you at least add in leg day? Hey, Stanley, I get so tired of you guys throwing pounds and gallons of meat into your cart at Costco. And you're just like these fucking cavemen, like just fucking egos the size of the New York State building or whatever that thing's called. And they're just like, yeah, football. And I'm just like, why do you have to look like that? Why do you always skip leg day? There's nothing more to that. I'm just upset about it. And I felt like I had to say something. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm really tired of the people who are fucking looking like that all the time. And they're everywhere. They're just walking around everywhere. They were in Ecuador. Dude following us around in Ecuador looked just like Dick Smith Levin. I was like, why are you skipping leg day, bro? This dude was a little fatter though. I took a picture. I'm not going to show the front of him, but I'm going to show the back. How do you know they have egos? They could be nice guys. Bethany, because I smell it. I know things, girl. I have no idea. I'm just getting close to my period. Look at this douchebag. Looking like fucking Dick Smith Levin. Look at that. Just a little heavier, just a little bit. Well, I don't know. Aaron, I think, has gained some weight lately. That dude just followed us around Ecuador and lived across the hall from us. Why are you doing it? Why do you got to do it? Bringing it. Let's get ready to party, baby. Bringing it. I don't know, but he didn't skip leg day. He skipped all days. Everybody looks like Dick Smith Levin lately. It's really weird. Shorty shorts. Could have been Julie. Maybe it was him. Yikes, beautiful dreamer. I know, it was weird. I'm telling you guys, it was weird. So speaking of, maybe you wanted to party, baby. Let's get ready to party. Bringing it. Bring it. Speaking of Scientology and all the horrible things about it, yesterday really was a breakthrough. It really was. And I felt this calmness about myself. Also, it helped because I talked to Tommy last night for just a short while. I really haven't talked to Tommy much in the last few days because I've been sick. I've just been sleeping. And then Sunday was the Zoom call. I hate being betrayed. Hey, Sierra, Terry. How about the ones that strut weirdly with their legs apart? Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like they're wearing barrel jeans. I hate being betrayed. Dealt with that my first day of work. Had to set someone straight. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Donna Cooper, bringing it. Bring it. Nancy, betrayals everywhere. And I'll tell you, I was going to talk about Scientology, and we can go into that too. I really don't have much of a we're loosey-goosey today. I have recently dealt with some betrayal, and it's really starting to piss me off. And before you guys go, are you talking about someone who's a content creator or anything like that? I am not. Just so you know, I already addressed that, and I'm not anywhere near where I'm going here. It's a great thing to ask. I have a question. I have a real question here. I have a real fucking question here. Because again, I do a lot of shit. Hey, Charcoal Ninja, but I don't feel like I betray people. I bitch about people. Like I'll definitely in a tight group, like in a safe space. Hey, Tony P, I will complain about somebody. Absolutely. Hey, Fanciest Face. But I don't do it here. Like I'm not bringing it out. And usually the person I'm bitching about knows exactly how I feel about them because I already bitched to their face about it. So if I'm venting somewhere, it's usually already been vented to the person and they know how I feel. I'm not really a two-faced kind of person like that. I have been before, but that's not my style. Hey, Florida Court Reporter. Hey, Lilac Lime. And that happened to me recently where, hey, Barbara Waite, I shared something with more than one person. Okay, I'll just put it that way. And the person took it upon themselves, one of the people that heard me talking about it, took it upon themselves to go tell the person that I was talking about a situation and like kind of warn them that I was talking about them. Without giving too many details, how does that make you feel? I think it's fucking cringe. And I think if you're over 40, you're way too old to be playing that game, that gossip game. Now you might go, Reese, but you were talking shit about it. I say I was talking shit. I wasn't. I was absolutely just saying, like, this is what happened. This is the case. This is how I feel about it. And I'm really upset about it. Kind of like, okay, you guys remember my Nora stream the other day? It was like that. Like, I don't feel like I was shit talking Nora at all, but I was certainly saying what happened. I presented the facts and then I presented my feelings about that, right? That's a difference to me. And I said all of that knowing Nora knew all of that. Like, that wasn't new information. Nora and I had already, she knows how I feel, right? That I'm giving you that example because that was here on the show. This is similar to that. I was talking about something that affected me and how I felt about it and how I was really upset about it. And this person took it upon themselves to go tell the person. That's tacky to me. It's very tacky, and you're too fucking old to be acting that way. It was really disappointing. I don't either, Lindsay. I don't get it. That's drama trolling. If you have a problem with what someone is saying about someone, tell the person talking the shit, not the other friend. Yes. Tashbits nailed it. Yes. Yes. And here's the other thing. This is a really good point. When I found out about it recently, I thought, I immediately did that. I was like, oh shit. Oh my God. And I put myself in trouble. If you're a Scientologist, I put myself in lower conditions. Like, I was in ethics. I was in trouble with myself. And then I gave it a couple of minutes and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not in trouble. You know why? I didn't do anything wrong. There is nothing wrong with, well, you tell me, is there something wrong with, because to me, it's a human thing to do, right? Not in Scientology, you're not allowed to do this, but outside of Scientology, people vent. People pick a safe space and they vent. And I think that that's okay. I don't think that makes you a bad person. I don't think that that makes you a gossip monger. I don't think that makes you toxic. I think if you pick a specific safe place and not YouTube, right? Like, I have so many things people I could bitch about right now, but I'm not going to take it to YouTube. That's not the right place to air your dirty laundry, right? It's not fair to the other person. But I think it's perfectly okay to pick a space, yeah, Kim, and vent. And as long as you kept it within that space and you don't keep doing it, hey, Heather Huckleberry, you know what I mean? You're not like, here's the difference too in venting. Venting to me is productive because I do it here all the time. If you are stating what happened or something that happened to you or some situation, and then you state all the things that upset you about it, right? And you're like, and it hurt my feelings because of this, that seems productive to me. If you go to someone and you go, Pat Jonas, hey, Pat Teddy Bear Scott, and you go, Pat Jonas, you go, I just hate Pat. And I think she's a fucking bitch and she can fuck off into the forever. To me, I mean, you could call that venting, but that's being mean. That's gossiping about someone. And that's actually kind of talking behind their back. Like, especially if I were friends with Pat, which I am. See the difference? Like, I would never say that to Pat's face. So it's not really appropriate to say it behind. That's a two-faced individual to me. You're pretending to be authentic and like me while telling someone that you can't stand me. That's not cool. Right? But I think if you go to someone and say, Pat really hurt my fucking feelings and she did this and I thought she was going to do this and it really upset me and it screwed over me for this reason or whatever. To me, that's different than being like, Pat's a piece of shit. That's different to me when you're just letting something out as to why it hurt you. Otherwise, you're just going to hold it in and the shit's going to stack up, right? So I think picking a safe person or group of people or friends or whoever it is outside of your therapist, because that's always safe, it so takes on the colors of betrayal when a person you vent to takes that information and takes it to the other person. But also think about that. Then they can say whatever they want. That also gives them the power to go, Reese said that. They could exaggerate all they want. Reese said this, and you might want to look out. I'm going to warn you about this, when that's not what really happened, right? You twisted my words. You heard what I didn't say. And this, hey, other Trixie, this takes me back to now I don't want to fucking talk to people again. It ruins it for me because I'm like, hey, Komodo, I hate to say this, but you need to tell Pat directly. It's hard, I know, and Lord knows. So that's what I'm saying. What you do is you tell the person directly how you made them feel, right? How they made you feel. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong. Hey, Marianne, there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with then talking to another friend about it, or your mom about it, or a therapist about it. Like, what are the rules on that? You have to only go to the person directly and your feelings are still hurt. So you got to zip your lips because it's talking behind their back to talk about it. Bullshit. I don't think that's true. And I don't think that makes you a bad person. And I don't think that puts you in trouble, right? To go directly to the person, which, hey, P. Taylor, I totally agree with that, Komodo. I think it's shitty to have a friend and they have no idea how you feel about them, but you're bitching behind their back. I'll throw Lindsay under the bus. I will use Lindsay right here, right now, because I'm close enough to Lindsay that she can take it and she can handle it. Hey, Sharon, Lindsay and I have hit bumps. Do we take them to the internet? No. I have texted Lindsay and said, I don't like this. And she's texted me and said, I don't like this. And we talk about it, right? Yeah, that's what, hey, Styro, to me, that's what friendship is. Because otherwise you're swallowing it. Tommy calls it eating the shit sandwich, right? If I just let it build up and Lindsay's pissing me off and she has no idea, and then I go blast her ass to somebody else, that's not cool. But Lindsay knows how I feel about her, even if I talk to someone else about her, right? Even if I said something to someone else, it's not anything that I wouldn't say until Lindsay's face. You have to keep that in mind, right? Like I said that when I did my Nora stream the other day. I said, all these things I'm saying, I would say to her face, and I have. So to me, that balances and levels it out. That makes it okay. Because it's not, hey, Alana, do you see where I'm going? Am I making sense? I don't want to be slimy like that. To me, that is betrayal, right? If all these things have stacked up and Lindsay doesn't know what they are, how is she going to fix them? Or how am I going to stay friends with her? Like I have to choose, right? But if she knows where I stand, because I have voiced that to her, I don't think there's anything wrong if I have a really close friend like Lindsay that I talk to about Lindsay with, that I process with about her. Like I've done that with Lindsay. I've taken some of my problems to Lindsay, even though this person knows how I feel about them. Isn't that what friends do? Like, I don't know. And I'm being dead serious. I'm not mocking. I'm being serious. Isn't that allowed without making you look like some two-faced person? Right? Like you're aren't friends supposed to be a safe space where you can feel comfortable and know that they're going to say whatever they need to say? Or are there fucking stipulations on this shit? Tell me the etiquette, because I could be wrong. But I certainly feel like it should be okay to voice there's a right time and a right place for it. I would never come on here and go, Lindsay's pissing me off, and here's why. One, even if Lindsay knew all of those things, I still wouldn't take it to the internet. There's just some things you don't do. Let's say Lindsay and I stopped talking and really had a bad breakup as friends. I've said this about Tommy. Let's say Tommy and I have a horrible fucking behind the scenes breakup. You'll never know about it because this is not the place to talk about that. I've made that mistake one time and I'll never do it again with Lindsay, Tommy, any of my friends, any of my relationships, right? I would never, no matter what happens between me and Lindsay or me and Nora, let's just say it got really fucking ugly, you still wouldn't know about it because I believe there are just some things you don't do. And that's one of them. And that's why I'm disgusted with fucking internet warriors, right? Like my ex mods, like my ex friends, right? Who got mad at me. Hey, Bella Balooza, because I didn't treat them the way they wanted to be treated, meaning I wasn't their ride or die like they thought. So they make up a big fucking elaborate story and go, I'm going to take it to the internet and tell everyone what a victim I am of Reese. And I'm going to block Reese so she can't. Give me a fucking break. That's so childish to me when people take to the internet to dump their I've deleted people for the last however long I've had a Facebook for that kind of shit. People who take to Facebook, hey, Mad Drop, right? To voice their problems about somebody else. What are you doing? You don't need to go to social media to try to gather up everyone. Hey, infamous truth teller, to try to gather up and get people on your side because you're going to trash talk somebody. That's so low to me. Now, I think, again, there's a time and a place. There's a safe space where you can do things like that, right? Like, I don't do that on the internet, but I do talk shit. I just don't do it here. And when I do it, I assume I'm safe, right? Like, I've told Lindsay some really deep, heavy, emotional thoughts, feelings about myself that I would hope that even if Lindsay and I broke up as friends, she's not going to take to the internet about, right? And that goes both ways. There's things I know about Lindsay. I just think as a human, not a woman, but as a human, you're just a fucking loser if you do that. You're a fucking lowlife if you take to the internet to do that. I don't know. I really kind of went off on a rant there. I apologize. Komodo, love your candor. We need more Reese's in our fake world. Keep speaking your truth. That is such a nice thing to say. Thank you, Komodo. And I really enjoy having you here. You're fairly new and I like your input. So thank you. Thank you for your super chat as well, my friend. Alana says, I finally learned not to swallow the poop and just tell people right away when I get upset. Same. I used to be so non-confrontational, but when things would build up, honesty and clarity is best. Beautifully said. So Tommy calls it that too, like eating the shit sandwich. I call it something else. And I don't know where I got this. I can't remember. And Alana, thank you for your super chat, babe. Kill monsters when they're small. That's kind of my new thing. Kill monsters when they're small, because if you don't, you're going to regret that. The monster's going to grow and then it's going to be big and you're going to go, shit, now I don't know how to deal with this situation because it got bigger and bigger, because all fires do start small and get big. Water. So that's kind of my motto too, Alana. Like, even if it's uncomfortable, and I have no doubt that I'm using Lindsay because I know she can take it, and we have hit bumps. So I'm using Lindsay as an example because that's how much I know I can trust Lindsay, and I know she can handle it, because this is a real life example. I am taking a break from streaming with people. That's not Lindsay. I'm not punishing Lindsay. That's not her fault. I have to process some things, and it's not really anything to do with her. It's just, I'm taking some time stepping back. But I definitely have pointed shit out to Lindsay and gone, hey, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like this. Like, I've never done that with friends before. And that shows you the friendship I have with Lindsay, that I can feel comfortable enough to say that to her. And I have. And she will say, well, you don't need to be uncomfortable because this, and this. And I'll either go, okay, that actually makes sense. Or I'll go, yeah, I still don't like it. Hey, Jojo. So I love that. And it's also just part of not being a people pleaser anymore. It's part of not setting me on fire to keep Lindsay warm, right? Because the relationship will never work. Once you make it that way, you're kind of done. The relationship's kind of over, right? Because if you can't, since you said that to me about killing monsters when they're small, me too, Lindsay. And I can't remember where I got it. I'm not taking credit for that. I heard it somewhere. Bo is breathing loud and I don't know why. But it's the truth. Tommy calls it the shit sandwich, where you're constantly taking a bite of the shit sandwich, or you're having to swallow stuff, right? You're swallowing things because you don't want to talk about it. That never works. That doesn't work in a marriage. That doesn't work in a friendship. It really doesn't even work in, like West Coast Fancy Nancy said, at work, right? You have to be able to bring things up as they surface, because if we live 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years, a lot of shit's going to come up. That's a lot of shit sandwich to swallow. Yeah, you can't be afraid to say stuff to each other. But at the same time, what is the etiquette on having, let's say I have 5 really good friends. I'm just putting a number up there. Hey, Ann Battles. Let's say I have 5 really good friends. Let's say Lindsay is one of them. She's one of my, people I talk to about everything. But I've got 4 more. And let's say that maybe they know who Lindsay is, but they don't talk to her. Or maybe they know Lindsay really well. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. Is it wrong for me? Let's say I have another friend, Sheila. Okay, let's use an Australian name. Isn't that an Australian name? Sheila. I don't have a friend named Sheila. That's why I said that. Let's say I go to Sheila and I say, I'm struggling, man. I have this bump in the road with Lindsay and I hate it. She's pissing me off and she did this and she knows she did it. I talked to her about it, but she's not getting it. And I just feel like I'm giving you an example of me venting, right? I don't vent by going, Lindsay's such a piece of shit and she's ugly. That's not how I talk. I would say something like, Lindsay did this and then she did this and she fucking knows she did it, but she's pissing me off because it really upset me. Like, is that wrong? What is the etiquette on that? Oh, it's an Aussie stereotype. Okay. Hey, Vince, I hope you're feeling better. Hey, Wendy Brewer, what's the proper etiquette on that? Am I supposed to just shut my mouth because that's not okay? I think it's okay as long as you're not going and cutting down Lindsay and saying what a terrible person she is. Because if that's the case, you guys shouldn't be friends. And Lindsay doesn't deserve that. You see what I'm saying? To me, there's a difference between venting and just shit talking. And if you're to a point where you're just shit talking, like I've heard people do that, like boyfriend, girlfriends in my life. And I have said, you guys don't need to be together. You've passed the point, right? The expiration date is done. I'm looking, Debbie, but I don't see your comment. Is it like really, really far up? Oh, way up here. Okay. Oh, for sure. Infamous truth teller. Hey, Angie Mo. Feedback from safe people is important. That's a good point, Angie. Infamous truth teller makes a good point, and I think about this too. If you'll shit talk people like that, what are you saying about me? Yeah, no, I that's another golden rule. If you're working out the stuff, why is it a problem? Hey, Kiki, because I don't know if it's my Scientology gaslit. I think I consider it's called nattering in Scientology. Hey, drive-in fan. It's a real friend would never repeat what a friend says in confidence. Exactly. That's the bottom line right there. In my group of friends, we often go to each other about another to check on ourselves. Like, am I off base here? Did I read this right? You get feedback and truth from true friends. Exactly. And I think it has to do with my Scientology. So in Scientology, I'm just going to tell you this. There's a term called nattering. I don't know if that's a real life word in the real world, but nattering is a big word in Scientology. Natter or nattering. So it's just gossip. It's anything. Like if I were to go, right here, Liz Tricks. If I were to go, I love Liz, but I hate that hat. See her picture? Like if I were to go, that red hat though, I don't like it. That's nattering. And nattering means that you committed a crime on that person. That means you have an overt on that person that you need to get off your chest, right? So nattering is a really big thing, and I'm sensitive to it because of Scientology. So if you get caught nattering, it's a really big deal. So whenever I talk about something, a situation now, One, it's really hard for me to do it. And it sucks because I need a safe place to talk about things. I really do. I have to get shit off my chest, not just in therapy, but with real friendships. Those are not easy to find because what fucking happens is I find somebody I trust and they pull the rug out and they go, "Oh, I got the receipts on Reese. Oh, I'm going to go warn everybody about Reese." And it's like, so, hey, Knit Pearl. So, what constitutes you being a two-faced person? If you're truly just trying to open up from one friendship to another and go, "This sucks. This person did this and I'm really upset about it." Does that make you a bad person? Let me read Liz's super chat here. Yeah, beautiful dreamer. A relationship should not make you play Russian roulette with your conversations. If someone shares something with you in a safe space, then it's your responsibility to keep your mouth shut and honor your friend's request. That I would agree with. I would agree with that. But the problem is, Liz, and you're not a spring chicken. You're not 25, nor am I. Thank you for your super chat. This is from Target. Wendy Brewer, I have a bunch of them. Universal Thread is the brand, $8 a pop. Why are these women of a certain age, and I mean pretty much anybody over 40, why don't we play that, apply that kind of unwritten rule that no matter, like Lindsay knows, right? That no matter what happens between us, Lindsay could totally fuck me over, right? Like Lindsay could start a hate channel on me tomorrow and I'm not going to do anything about it. I've lived long enough. I've flown close enough to the sun to deal with hate on YouTube. And Lindsay is a true friend of mine. So I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to do hate content on her. I battled with Marilyn Honig for a very long time, who was never a friend of mine, who streamed with me a couple of times and then decided that she was going to make money hating on me. I will never do that with people again. So there's just certain rules. I feel like you don't do that. Am I wrong? It just seems so fucking tacky to me. Also, let's look at that for a minute. Let's use Nora as an example, because Nora and I really did hit a pretty big bump in the road, and I did a stream on it a few days ago. And I would say Nora and I are in a Lindsay, neutral place. As a matter of fact, the last thing I texted to Nora, I said, I think we are both very sorry and truly value each other as women and friends. I know you're sorry, Nora, and I am too. That's the last thing I sent to Nora. Okay. And I don't mind reading that to the world because, again, I meant what I said. I have a lot of respect and admiration and love for Nora. I don't know that it will ever be back to where it was. Like, there's a lot of shit that went down there that I'm not comfortable with. She knows that. She knows that. But I'm being totally transparent here. She knows that. She knows I'm upset with her, and there's things that we could clear up at some point, and I hope that we eventually will. But you will never see me come publicly here and say horrible things about Nora. I won't do it. I have way too much love and respect for her. I won't do that. But where do you draw the line? Can I talk to my close personal friends about it and say how much it hurt? Where can I have an outlet? Am I allowed to have an avenue where I can say, like, this really hurt me and I want to talk about it, even if it's not to Nora? And I'm asking you guys that. I'm being dead serious. I'm asking you that. Like, does that make me two-faced? Does that make me a bad person if I choose a safe friend to talk to about a situation? And I'm not going to do that. I did that. I've already done that. I've chosen people to talk with. Hey, Lego Mike. about the Nora situation. I've talked it out, I've processed it, I'm done with it. But I'm using this as an example because we can all see what I'm talking about. What's the proper etiquette on that? Right? What's the proper etiquette on that? Because I'll be honest, I don't want to waste an hour of therapy that I'm paying a lot of money for about that. Because I would rather talk to a real, true, also female, like my therapist is a male. I'd rather talk to like a female, like a girlfriend of mine about that situation than I would paying for an hour of therapy over that. I don't really need therapy tools on the Nora situation because it's pretty much smoothed out, and we know where we stand with each other, and there's no bad blood, right? So I don't know. It's healthy to talk it out like that, Reese. Jojo says you always need a safe person to speak to that has a vault. But Jojo, here's the fucking problem I have. Is you think you have that, and then people are not that. And so then hey, Nicola, what the fuck do you do with these assholes who you think are someone that you can voice something to, and then you find out they turn around and do otherwise? They take it to the person, or they take it to the internet, or they take it to a group of people. I don't know. What do you do? I really can pretty much forgive anything, but I don't like people who sit here and smile and pretend to be authentic and trusting and your friend, and then they fucking turn around and take shit somewhere else. That is such a bullshit thing to do. That is a stunted immaturity, in my opinion, thing to do. You are not a friend to anybody, and you're a piece of shit as a woman. Like, I mean that. It makes me mad when you're over the age of 40 and you go, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's what fucking Marilyn Honig made her living on. And Susie, disgusting piece of shit Oberholtz, right? Like, that's what those two do. They don't. Susie, I think, still tries to do that a little bit. Marilyn's actually been pretty cool lately. I don't think she's doing that anymore. But Susie is that person. Oh my God, that reminds me. I just have to say this, and I need her to post about it because she loves posting about me. Look at this shit. I talked about this the other day. I took a screenshot of it. That's how mad I was. Do we know who Susie is? Susie is a person who, what? Are you in here? The person I just messaged. Did you see that message? You haven't seen it yet. I just messaged you back, the person who just messaged me. I just clicked on it because I was pulling something up and I saw it. Susie was a person who started out liking my channel. She's super irrelevant. She really tries to feed off of hate, and she okay. She what did she do? Try to reinvent herself? And she tried a different route on her channel, but then she's still doing fucking hate videos. But she made these videos on me long ago, over a year ago, calling it Immature Emma. And it was to copy Relatable Reese. And she put on a wig like my hair. She drew a big mole on her face. She put on a ton of makeup. And she was like, I'm Immature Emma. And she still has the video up, and she was mocking me. And she made it clear she was mocking me. And she then went into a chat and said that I was responsible for getting 6 people into an ER for trying to commit suicide. I bullied 6 people on the internet into attempting suicide. That's a really serious fucking gross thing to say. None of that's true, but it's a real disservice to the people who have attempted that and lost their lives. So it was really insane. It was really over the top. I I agree. Cuddle me. Cuddle me. So this bitch, she's getting hate now, right? And she's hating with a former mod of hers. And they're these just two idiots that just keep going back and forth for like a year now. And they're like, stop saying stuff about me. You stop saying stuff about me. I'm going to get a lawyer. I'm going to get a lawyer. I'm going to send a cease and desist. I'm going to send a cease. Like, they're so stupid. They're these just like really old windbags. They're just old dusty queefs. So Susie, this was the best thing I've ever heard in my life. This was the best shit I'd ever seen in my life. I screenshot this. If you hear vile, ugly, insane shit that I supposedly say, watch my videos, read my posts, and check out my Substack and tell me where I say this nonsense. I'm exhausted by the blatant lies. I'm sorry, what? Tell me where I say this nonsense. I'm exhausted by the blatant lies. Karma sucks when it comes and kicks you right straight in the ass. And karma gave you a nice boot in the ass, Susie Oberhor. That is the funniest shit I've ever seen. That woman spent over a year throwing attacks at me, making shit up, talking about someone she's never met, like Tommy Scoville. That's rich coming from you. Making videos, drawing a mole on your face and making videos. She put on glasses like mine. She really I think she probably spent money to try to look like me and make videos and bully other people. And that is a post you're going to put up that you're tired of it. I say buckle the fuck up. I hope that it continues. I really hope. I don't know what happened, Lindsay. She's an old dusty queef. Karma's alas, Kim is blue. Hey, Rip Curl. I just thought that was absolutely hilarious. I thought that was solid gold. So that was just an example. Hold on. I think I smeared my, yeah. I love that. I don't know. I don't watch Susie's channel. I don't care. I saw that post and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. I love, love, love that she's getting a little sliver of hate from a mod of hers, that both of them are completely insignificant and she's gone apeshit crazy over it, right? Like, this woman went and told the world that I bullied people into committing suicide, attempting it. That's a serious thing to say. This woman also has cancer, and she has said that I have made fun of her cancer, which never seen any proof on that, but she loves to run around saying that. And I always say back, it's a shame that you have cancer, but a lot of people have cancer and a lot of people are caregiving for people who have cancer. And it's a disservice to people with cancer to play the cancer card and say, I have cancer, so Reese makes fun of it. That's not true. That's not true. My dad is actively dying of cancer, right? My sister just had a double mastectomy. She has breast cancer. Cancer isn't funny and it's not something we make fun of. But again, you can't use cancer to get out of things like a shitty character, right? She has a lot of nerve. Yeah, I don't watch her anymore. Yeah, I don't even know why we're talking about her. The last time I saw her go live, I think she had 2 people watching and it was her mods because her character is on. I'm not making fun of who's watching. I don't care about the number. I'm grateful to have 300 people in here, but you can't go on and pull the shit that she pulls and expect to grow in any way. That is a fucked up thing to do. It really is. It really gets under my skin when people make up total lies about people and then just go sprinkle it about on the internet to create smear campaigns about others. At least tell the truth. But nothing was more rich and gold than her post, right? Saying, I'm tired of people saying blatant lies about me. Let that taste roll around in your mouth, Susie. How does it feel? How does it taste? How do you like that? People making up total lies about you. What a fucking hypocrite. Ugh, Trixie. I am a Cancer sign as well. Fanciest face. So I really mean that because back to the friendship thing, that's another. Tommy and I were talking about this last night. The realization I had. Well, thank you, Lego Mike. What an angel. The realization that I had about Scientology yesterday, and he said, all of your real growth, like he was like, the real changes in you. Yeah, fanciest face, I believe it. He said the real changes in you and growth that I've seen has really happened in like the last maybe year. And I agree with that. I agree with that. And my craving for friendship has come in the last year. I've been out of Scientology for over 3 years now. I know, Donna, but my real things that I'm recognizing and things that are I'm unpeeling and finding out about myself. Um, oh, fine. Ann Battles really quick. Y'all, I'll just do the Susie impression real quick. I don't know, but I know that everyone else is the problem, y'all. And that relatable race is the fucking devil. Bless her heart. I hope she finds the Lord. We're going to get back to true crime. I'm going to talk to my husband and make a Paula Deen casserole. Get the fuck out of here. Why will you not fuck off into the forever? Just over there, just yonder. Just what would be great is if you could somehow stop talking about race, y'all. I just feel it deep down that I'm never the problem, even though I'm the fucking common denominator, y'all. And it'd be great if y'all would stop telling lies about me because they're blatant. And I'm about tired of it. I'm going to get my lawyer, y'all. But it's neither here nor there. I'm fucking over it, girl. Yeah, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I bet I can guess. I bet you can, Hun Bun. Come get some, Lindsay. Yeah, we're not fucking around over here. We're Seagal style from the 80s. Alicia, where were you? Didn't no. Susie is from fucking Bakersfield, California, and somehow she talks like Paula Deen. Hey, SoCal Joy. I don't know where the fuck that whole persona comes from, but you saw her do it. She was trying to do my character, right? Like she was trying to be me. Susie does that shit. It's weird. It's just this straight up Paula D. And she's like, I'm from Oklahoma, where the tall grass, and we've just got our roots here, and we just support our racist people on the internet. And we love those boys. We love their tattoos, y'all. But I'm just innocent as shit. And I'm going to tell my husband, fuck off. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of people pulling this shit. And I love how people are like, Reese is fake. You might want to go check out Susie Oberhor. At some point, not now, okay? Sometime down, you will find that person you can talk to and feel safe. I can sit here all day and say, I'm here for you, which I am, by the way, but I need you to think someone closer in proximity to you. Well, I wish you weren't in Canada. But Joanne Hawley, I definitely consider you in my circle. Like I have shared some, and you have shared some very, very important, very private things. And thank you for super chatting that. Not necessary, but thank you. Thank you, DS Kitty, and thanks for being a member. Here's my thing too about friendships, Joanne. You make a good point. What constitutes someone you can share with? I consider you a close friend of mine because I have shared things with you, Joanne, and you have shared things with me. And no matter what, those things will never, ever, ever leave our mouths, right? I'm never going to share those things with anybody else. So to me, that also adds to the list of what constitutes a friend. And I am craving connection. For sure. I'm craving female friendship. Oh, Jennifer, I'm so sorry. Your daughter Josie's in the hospital with a kidney stone. Asking for prayers. You got it, babe. And if you don't pray, just please send non prayers as well. Um, yeah, Deborah Brown, Ann Battles, me too, girl. I did that for you. Anytime you want a Susie impression, the one from Oklahoma, sure. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it. Y'all, fucking weirdo. Once you get on a kick, it's like you can't stop. And what is she looking at? Does anybody know what she's doing up there? I'd love to know what the fuck's going on up there. Could be something else. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's, side effects of something. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. Hey, Erica. Hey, Mimi. You're so cute, Mimi. Could be Buffy. Definitely the ceiling, but is there something more to it? To be honest, Reese, it felt to me like your first year out was learning our language and how to communicate yourself with all of us. That is a really, really, really good observation. Madrop, I showed her earlier. Puka Vista. That is a really good observation that not even something I would have called. My first year out was learning our language and how to communicate yourself with all of us. I would absolutely agree with that very, very much. Thank you for that. Could be JoJo, but I now crave female friendships. And to me, Yadira, to me, there's just things, and I don't even know if it's a friendship thing. I feel like it's just a human thing. I've said this. I'll give you a good example. There are things that Aaron, our favorite person, Dick Smith Levin, there are things that I know about him because he directly shared with me that I have never shared and I never will. I'm using him as an example because I really hate Aaron. And even as much as I hate Aaron, I'm not my ex-husband Jeff. There's things about Jeff that would shock the shit out of you, that you'd go, "Oh my God. Oh my God, Joanne, you're hilarious." That's okay, Jane. That I don't like just bring, "Hey, Pillow Sham." I don't just That's what makes feel like Marilyn is. Marilyn goes with the wind, right? That's why Goot calls her, what does he call her? Marionette Marilyn, or she's fair weather. She would fuck herself to get ahead. She'd screw herself to get ahead. Aaron is the same way. There's a certain class of people that for the right amount, right? They'll do whatever it takes to get ahead. I disagree with that thought process entirely. I think there are some things that are too private that is, even as much as you hate someone, you would not bring that to the world. It's not right. It's just I don't know if it's a moral thing. I don't know if it's an ethics thing. It's just, I don't want to do that. That's cringe. There are things about my ex-husband, Jeff, that I've never shared because it doesn't serve a purpose to share it. And it's deeply private. And you haters who are listening right now might go, "What about all the other stuff you said about Jeff?" Right. Those were gesture things. Those were things that also had to do with me and my life. Hey, Dawn, and my experiences, right? We shared an experience together. If I experienced it with you, I kind of feel like I could share it if I want to because I was there and it had to do with me. What I'm saying is, Aaron shared things with me that were about Aaron and his background, past life, his family. He told me some things about his kids and wife. I'm never going to share because it doesn't benefit me and I wasn't there. That's stuff that he shared with me in privacy. I'm not going, as much as I hate the guy, I'm not going to do that. It's too low. It's too below the belt. I'm not that harmful. I'm not that evil. I don't get off to other people's exposing other people's low points like that. I'm not trying to say because I'm a good person. I appreciate the people, Mimi, who's saying that, but that's not at all what I'm not a good person. Yeah, it's not my style. And it's an integrity thing, right? Like the stuff about Jeff that I know that's really fucking dark, it's private because he shared it with me and I was never a part of his life at that time. Why would I just dump somebody's secrets if I wasn't there and it doesn't have anything to do with me? That's not cool. That's evil. That's fucking evil. That's really dark. I don't see a purpose in doing that. Have I done it before? Yes. That's why I learned from it. And I know that it's evil. I've tasted it. I've felt it. I've been there. I've experienced it. Therefore, I know I never want to do that again. It doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel further from God. And it makes me feel dirty, right? As a human being, because that's also to me a God thing. If you are lucky enough to be a safe space for someone, for them to share their deepest, darkest insecurities, secrets, crimes, you're lucky that they did that. But if for some sad reason you break up with that person and you're no longer friends and you may even hate each other, does that give you a fucking pass to go tell the world about that or tell a bunch of other people and play a game of telephone? Hey, Jennifer Steps. No, that's up to God, right? That's for that person to stand up to God and face like to be judged. I'm dead serious about this. I really don't like there's different, honestly, levels of throwing people under the bus, right? I'm like, fuck Aaron. I don't care what happens to him. That's throwing him under the bus, probably. But I'm not going to do it and run him over 16 times. Like, we're done. Move on. The relationship's over. That doesn't mean, though, hey, Jeannie, that I fucking push all my chips and cash out and go, well, since we're not friends anymore, I am going to burn everything and everyone that you love and know. Everything you told me, I'm putting right here on the internet. That's fucking gross and weird and really, really, really dark and dirty. That's some dirty shit. So I feel like there's I said this not like a year or more ago, but I think when choosing a friend, it almost should be like a Tinder profile, which I've not used Tinder, but like, why shouldn't your friendships be just as much kind of like matched as a partner? Because here's the problem. You can jump into a friendship and think you got it made in the shade. And then a year or two goes by and you're like, fuck, this person is not safe. They've shown me I can't trust them. And now you're fucked. So it just makes me, it's like, what are the stipulations on that? What's the etiquette on a friendship? Because I would like to have friendships, but I've tried a few friendships in the last couple of years since I've been out. And it's not like I can just sit here and be like Aaron and go, they all screwed me over. Like, I'm not the problem. They are. Come on, buddy. Come on. That's not true either. But I have certainly been fucked over by a few people. And then there's a few where I was also a part of it, right? We fucked each other over, like things like that. What are the stipulations? Like, you almost need to like vet someone. You almost have to check them out, because how do you know loose lips are going to sink fucking ships? That's all I ask out of my friends. Like, I have to have a place to vent. I have to have a place where I can totally be myself. Now, am I myself here? Yes. But with some, I have some things I don't share here. And you wouldn't either. Like, there are certain things, right? Like about Huxley, there's certain things about friendships. You just don't do that. So while I'm totally myself here, I don't give up everything on everyone. I just kind of keep it on me because I don't like to tell other people's stories or talk shit about other people. I use a filter a little bit. Yeah. But one of the biggest things that I require in a friendship is for someone I know for a fact that if we're only in each other's lives for a season, and this is not a life thing, like we're not going to be BFFs forever, but we're going to be in our lives for 2 years and it's going to be great until we grow apart. Fine, that happens. I got to know that you're not just going to be like, I got the receipts on Reese, which hey, Jenny Jin, there are none. It's not like I'm talking about crimes, but I do talk about things just like all of us do as humans when we're at a low point. And I want to feel safe enough to know no matter what, we're not going to do that to where we take it to the internet. If you want to bitch about me to a group of friends, go for it. If you want to bitch about me to your mom, right? Like that's acceptable. But what's unacceptable is someone being like, oh, we're not friends anymore? Oh, well, I'm going to fuck you right over. That's fucking weird. And I don't know who's going to do that and who's not going to do that. Because I've met tons of people at this point who go, you can trust me. And they've taken to the internet. And I hate that shit more than anything. Thank you for your super chat again, Joanne. Case Face. Hey, Case Face. For me, friendships are built on honesty, authenticity, loyalty, and trust. I am feeling very lucky to be welcomed in this space you have cultivated, Reese. Our community here has all of those things. I agree. And here's the other thing. Here's my other problem. You just made me think of this, and I don't know why. I love you, Case Face. I really, really, really enjoyed having you in the Zoom call. I cannot tell you how much. I think we all did. I really, really liked it because it was like you'd been there, Lindsay. It's like you'd been there for a long time. That's how I felt about West Coast Fancy Nancy. It was weird. It was like, you know how we all think Curious George had a tail? The Mandela effect. West Coast Fancy Nancy was the Mandela effect in the Zoom call. I was like, haven't you always been here? And she was like, no, it's my first call, which she doesn't really talk like that, but she kind of does. Yeah. Komodo. It's like, fuck. I don't know. How do you know? Okay. But same thing with Case Face. I was like, man, the water was warm. SoCal Joy, you need to come in. She just it's like new people who come to this channel and they just jump like Three Cats. I don't think she's here today, but she's new. She's only been here like a week. She chats it up with us. I love that because it's like she was never not here, right? Just fit right in. That's how Kay's Face was. And you made me realize something, and now I don't know what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Let me read Trixie's. Trixie, I love your picture. Thank you for the community you've created and the true friendships I have made here. Love you, Reese. And by the way, stay away from bananas. They're bad for your health and diabetes. I remember you telling me that. Thank you, Trixie, and I love you. Thank you. Good advice. And thank you. I love, love, love you. And I can't imagine my life without you, to be honest. Thank you for super chatting that. Here's my other problem. That's okay, SoCal Joy. We all have that problem. Here's my other problem. And I'm going to be totally open about this. I've had this problem since I came on YouTube. And it's another thing that I'm voicing because I don't know how to deal with it. Yeah, Jojo. Oh, I know. I think it's a red flag immediately when someone's like, you can trust me. It makes me feel weird. It automatically makes me feel a little weird. What was I going to say? I've had this encounter as well, where I will either meet someone in person from this channel, or I'll email back and forth, or I may talk to you on the phone. I don't do that very often. I really don't like to talk on the phone with people. Yeah, Jojo, or we'll have a meetup, right? Or whatever it is. I have encountered this before too, and it's taken me some time to realize this is not my problem. This truly is your problem because I have a problem with taking on your problems. I tend to do that. I will take on other people's problems and try to solve them, or I'll make them my problem. And then I have to go, whoa, this wasn't even my problem to begin with. Okay. Some people, we hit it off and they assume that now we are super, super, super close. Bo is dreaming. I think I woke him up. Poor Bo. He needs a haircut so bad. He has an appointment next week. That's such a kind thing to say. Thank you. I felt that way too. I really felt that way. I mean that. I think we all did. We really enjoyed having you there. I hope you come back sometime. I love you, girl. And thank you for the super chat. People will assume that like now we're like this. And the problem is I don't know how to be like this. I don't know what your definition of that is. Do you see what I'm saying? Like if you're like, oh my God, Reese is my BFF now. I don't know what a BFF is. Like, honestly, I don't know what your expectations of me are. This is what I mean. It's almost more important when you're picking your friends than your partner. Because if they expect all of this time and attention and energy from you, and you're not the kind of person to give it, you could really be creating a monster there, because I've seen that many times where they didn't get the time, energy, and attention that they expected from me. And then they take to the internet, or they send me hate emails, or they're like, I thought we were closer than that. And they hurt their own feelings. Right. And I'm sure that I have that effect, right? Like, how often do I say like, thank you and I love you? I mean it. I'm not just love bombing you, but why does that come with the attachment of, okay, now I'm, obligated to talk to you on the phone 3 times a week and text you all the time. I don't know what people expect from me because they won't tell me. So then they set an expectation and I don't meet that, because honestly, it took me a while to even really, hey, Maisie, hey, Mord, to even really crave a friendship. I never wanted friends in my life. I never had them. Scientology is a different animal with friendships. I'm just now coming around going, I think I like this. Like, I love Tommy, but he's a man. Not the same thing. And there's things where Tommy will be like, why didn't you share that with me? I'm like, because I don't want to talk to you about it. I want to talk to women about it. I want to talk to a group of women or a woman. I want to have a female that I can relate to about it. Right. So it's even he said, hey, Mindy Doolin, even Tommy will set, because Tommy is my very best friend in the world. Right. He's also my partner in love and life. But yeah. Oh, Lindsay. Damn, girl. Nice one. Expectations or resentments in the making. Yes. That's why I say just fucking accept people where they're at. Stop expecting them to be here, or stop going, I've seen your potential, and so I set you here. Shelve people where they belong, right? Meet them where they're at. Don't expect them to be here and they're down here, because then you're just going to piss your own self off and let yourself down. So people will set expectations on what they think I'm going to be as their friend now. And then I let them down naturally because I don't know what they expect out of me. And the ones that I let down and took to the internet are the crazy ones who thought I was going to be like this BFF, right? And I wasn't. I have to really fucking click with a person to even want to pick up the phone and talk to you. I'm sorry, but it's just, I don't like chatting on the phone for very long. I think that's why, and I'll say this, I think that's why, Mimi, yes. I think that's why I just realized something. I think that's why I really like the Zoom calls. Because I don't spend a lot of time on the phone with people. And that hurts people's feelings. I have hurt people's feelings in the past because I don't pick up the phone and call them. It's nothing personal. Hey, Catherine J, I just am not a chat on the phone kind of person. Not for very long. I'll do it, but I don't want to do it for hours and hours and hours. I'm a texter. I'll text, but even then I will sometimes I take a day or two to answer someone's text. Yeah, DS Kitty, I know you do. And again, it's nothing personal. Like if I don't answer your text for a day or two, it's not personal. And I need my friends to understand that like, don't take it personal if I don't talk to you on the phone or I don't answer your email or your text, right? I certainly don't. I will text so many of you fucking people and a lot of you don't answer me for a day or two. I'm not like, it doesn't bother me because I'm the same way. You guys all have a life. But I think that's why I like the Zoom calls because I don't, hey, Henry's World today. Good to see you. I don't spend a lot of time on the phone with people. And the Zoom call is a total gift in itself because you've got a whole panel of women and sometimes always one man, but sometimes two. And it's just great because we can all open up and talk and it's supposed to be a safe space. And usually it is. But I have seen on after occasional Zoom calls where it's not, where somebody will say something out after the Zoom call to someone else and it will cause a fucking problem. And if you do something like that, you're well aware of what you did and it's bullshit. I don't like that. It's incredibly two-faced. It's very disingenuous because those Zoom calls, I realize everything said in there could be recorded, leaked, any of that. I know that. I know that with every text I send, every phone call I make, every time I talk to someone, I realize that person could screenshot it and take it to the world. That's why I don't do group chats. I'm not really in a lot of group chats because I don't want people twisting my fucking words going, look what Reese said. Nope, I don't want to do it. Yeah, Pillow Sham. Hey, Don Clark. Correct, Pam. Most of us participate equally in the Zoom call, you mean? That's why I love the Zoom call because the Zoom call is usually 40 plus people and it's 8+ hours of us all saying different things. It's not just me talking, it's every single person participating. Not true. Some people don't. Some people don't. Some people just lurk, kind of like they do here. Mindy Doolin says, protect yourself. How? I assume I'm in a safe space and then I'm fucking not. And is that on me or is that on the person? I get really, I give a lot of grace and slack for people. I really do. Cause like, fucking people are people and they're flakes. But if I say something privately to someone and they take it and intentionally do something to be harmful, like I was saying, I know private things about my biggest enemies, people who hate me most in the world, like Aaron. I still wouldn't use that against him. I wouldn't. And I never will. Because some things, there's just some unwritten rules about that to me. You just don't do that. You don't sell people out to be harmful like that. Have I done it? Yes. So haters who are listening, don't hear what I didn't say, right? Like I'm aware that I'm guilty of everything I've said, but I've learned from it and I just don't find excitement in sharing people's dirty laundry. It's wrong. And it's wrong if somebody comes and vents to you and trusts you and makes you a safe space and you're a fucking piece of shit because you take that venting as them being an asshole and take it to whoever they were talking about or whatever they were doing. That is such bullshit. To take someone when they were low and struggling and upset or angry about something. Hey, Raquel, you're fine, Raquel. And then share it. Hey, Molly Moon, You actually are relatable, Reese. Thanks for being so genuinely yourself. Well, Molly, I appreciate you saying that because I know this might have been a dumb topic for a lot of people, but I didn't have a topic for today. Zoom is supposed to be a safe space for those who join. I agree with that. Great point here, Catherine J. You shouldn't have to be on guard. I love being open when it's safe to do so. I'm so TMI though, meaning I overshare. Me too. Everything is on the table, Catherine J. And that was my other question for proper etiquette. I don't hold back. That's the other reason I don't know how to be a real true friend because I don't know if I'm supposed to not share things. I don't know if there's things that are like, you don't go there. Like I share things. If I feel a certain way about something, I always voice it to my friends. And I don't know if that's overboard. I don't know if that's too much. Like, I thought this was a safe space. I don't know. I really don't know the proper etiquette on friendships. And I'm navigating that and I want more friends. But at the same time, man, the second I see somebody go, oh, I'm gonna tell this person you said that, or I'm gonna tell the world, or I'm gonna take it to the fucking Reddit or wherever you're going with it. It makes me not want to fucking know anybody. It makes me so bitter. It makes me so mad because I'm like, you're old. You're fucking old. You're way too old to be acting like that. Hey, Diane Miller, you're way too old. If you're over 40, you're way the fuck too old to be acting like that. Playing fucking tattletale. Rip curl. You know what I mean? Playing a game of fucking telephone gossip girl bullshit. You're too old to be doing that. If you can't say to my face, hey, I'm not the person to share this with because I'm going to just tell that person because I'm close to that person. So don't tell me. That would be more honorable. But don't let someone fucking consider you a safe place to go say something and then turn around and stab them in the back and make them look like an asshole because they were being vulnerable and venting. Because I'm trying to get over the hump of understanding that venting doesn't mean you're in trouble. Venting doesn't mean it's bad. I go back to my people who use secrets as currency are the worst. God, that's good. Case face. That's good. People who use secrets as currency. And that's why my haters hate me. Because you can't get, I will never share a secret and you will never hold that over my head. I will tell the whole fucking world before anybody ever blackmails or holds something over my head. I will tell on myself way before you will. Has anybody ever actually brought the noise on me? Has anybody ever brought the receipts on me like they say they have? No, there's no bombshells because I'm not going to let you do that to me. I will tell on myself. Nobody's going to hold anything over my head. I love Original Anne. Man, I get really pissed about this stuff. I get really pissed. Thank you, Pillow Sham. Well, D, you may never. You may never. Because the point is people are fickle. People are fleeting. People are flakes. And I'm not saying I'm not one of them. You know, I may dip out too and go, hey, I thought this friendship was going to work, but we're not a match. That you could call me flaky for. But anything people share with me, unless it was a direct hit at me, unless you were trying to betray me and fuck me over or something, I'm not going to take that to the internet. That's between us. That's private. Yeah, but you're in the spotlight, so you're going to have deception all around you. You will never know if there are hidden agendas. It's incredibly hard. And you say in the spotlight, I'm not even really. But yes, here on this tiny little channel, I am. Nobody actually knows who I am. No one gives a shit who I am. And I like it that way. But in this tiny little slice of YouTube, yes. I agree with this so much. YouTube is for some reason a cutthroat platform and there is room for all. It's so unnecessary. I say that. I said that directly to Aaron. I'm like, dude, you're trying to bully people off YouTube. There's room for all of us ex Scientologists. You do not get to be the only one, nor do you need to be. There's plenty of us. At one time you wanted everyone to come on and join and platform them. And now you want to fucking talk shit about all of them to get people to unsubscribe and leave their channel so that you can own everything. That's not how that works. It's not how that works. This isn't the Lion King. We don't own everything the light touches. Okay. Catherine J, thank you for becoming a member. It's very supportive of you. I don't know that I fully worked this out, but the good news is we have every day after today. Oh, I was just going to say though, the Scientology roots. It goes back to the Scientology thing where like no natter, right? And natter is simply saying something as simple as, here's Mimi, right? And I go, she's cute, but I don't like those glasses. She's cute, but I don't like her hair color. That's natter, sadly. And so you're not allowed to do that in Scientology. So when I do vent, or if I talk about a situation behind the scenes I'm upset about, I feel like I'm in trouble for it. If somebody's like, oh, I'm going to tell what you said. It's like, why? Because I'm venting? Is venting bad? That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. I have mixed emotions about it. I think there's different kinds. We should all be able to vent. Those that share vents know exactly what they're doing. And of course you don't, Critters Creations. Oh my God, you're hilarious. Hope you had a good birthday on Zoom call day. I'm trying to get past, there's two different kinds of venting, right? If I say, I love Original Ann, but she's a fucking bitch and her mom's a bitch, or whatever I say, something like that, that would be harmful. That would be mean. That would be unproductive. And that's where I would say, if I was listening to someone say that about Ann, I would go, I don't think you two need to be friends anymore. Like, if that's how you feel about her and you're attacking that about her, I don't think you guys need to be friends anymore. If you came to me and said, I love Ann, but she said this and it hurt my feelings. I talked to her about it, but I don't think she gets it. I'm just really upset with her about that. And I wish that she would understand and see it my way. That's not bitching about Ann. That's not how I see that. That's having a productive conversation, right? And saying, here's the facts, and then here's my feelings about that. To me, that's not wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think there'd be a lot wrong with it if you were like, I fucking hate her now and I have to keep being her friend and I have to, that's a two-faced asshole. Like, no, that's not the same thing. So the person sharing vent about me being an F&B is demented. Yeah, and that there's just two different kinds of venting to me. And if you're being productive about it and sharing and blowing off steam, I always considered that a really bad thing, like a no-no. But as of today, I'm realizing I'm like, that's not a bad thing. And people should be safe to do it. You know why it's not a bad thing? It's human as shit. And I am human now. I'm human. I'm not a robot Scientologist anymore, following all these fucking rules, right? Yeah, Mike, I get that. Yeah, Mimi, that would be two-faced if you're just tearing the person down. I would say, one, that's two-faced. Two, you guys shouldn't be friends anymore because you clearly don't like this person anymore. Like, if you're just going to tear them down to me, this isn't productive. I don't need to hear it. That's what I would say. I am not the woman to come to or the friend to come to who goes, guess what? I got the latest tea. I'm not going to go, tell me, oh my God, I want to know. That's not how I feel. But if you came to me and said, guess what? Ann did this. It shocked the shit out of me. And I'm really upset about it. And I need to talk about it. That's okay. That's not two-faced. And that's not betraying Ann. But tell me if I'm wrong because I'm probably wrong. Hey, Cricket, venting is a way to work through how you're feeling. I think it's just Cricket. My Scientology background makes me feel like I'm scared to vent. Like, oh my God, what if they tell? What if they say that I said this? What if they repeat what I said? I feel like that's okay. Thank you, Diane. Deborah says, I feel your channel are friends that help you work through feelings, not a place to just trash humans. God, no. And we do trash people sometimes, Deborah. Don't get me wrong. But I never feel good when I do it. And I'm aware when I'm doing it. And it's not productive, right? This shit just really makes me mad. And I'm not mad at anybody. I'm mad at me because I can't seem to work through it and figure it out. And I will. But I don't want to feel like the last thing, yeah, Cricket, great point. She says, well, of course, you grew up in a snitch culture and you were trained to basically not have feelings or friends. Honestly, Chow Yun Smut, or friends. That's a really good point. Yeah, Dee, it takes work and only you can do it, right? She says, I'm trying to find a place where I might fit somewhere. You have to get out. You have to try, right? Like I'm doing the same thing. I have to try to see who I click with, who I fit in with. You know, it's not no one can do it for you, right? Like you have to do it. Hold on. That's a really good point, Cricket. It's a really good point. I love when you come in here because you always bring up really good points. Yeah, me too, Pat Jonas. Raquel says, may I ask, would it be healthy to have a friend your husband doesn't like or vice versa? Hold on. Okay. My son and daughter-in-law constantly argue about this. Would it be healthy to have a friend your husband doesn't like or vice versa? Yeah, but I think it's case by case, Raquel. How deep does the dislike go? Do they not like them because that friend shit on the husband? If that's the case, no, right? Because your husband comes first before, like if I had a friend who was shitting all over my husband, yeah, that's not a friend, right? But if you have if I have a friend who Tommy doesn't like because he doesn't like her personality, yeah, too fucking bad, right? She doesn't need to be friends with him. She's friends with me. I say that clearly and yes, 100% because I have a friend whose spouse I really don't like, but I'm not in a friendship with him. I don't have to deal with him. She's my friend. And she doesn't know I don't like him. I've never told her because it's not my relationship. It doesn't interfere. It doesn't cross over. I don't care. I just don't like him. So yes, but I think it depends on why that person doesn't like him. If I don't like one of Tommy's friends because Tommy's friend attacked me or trashed me or did something that hurt me, yeah, that would be weird. That would be weird. I mean, I would think most people would agree with that. If I don't like one of Tommy's friends because he's a burnout loser and on his 9th divorce and doesn't pay child support, I mean, I would go, your friend's a loser, but I wouldn't be mad at Tommy for it. Like, it's not that's not my business. That's his loser friend, not mine. Lindsay says, I think it boils down to the fact that we can't control it if someone does that to us. I'm not going to close off completely because of assholes. I don't care. That's pretty black and white. I like it. Komodo, I think you're right. And you're trying in the hardest way, the internet. Yeah, I agree with that so much, Mimi. It's really trial and error. You have to build trust and sometimes you get burned, but I think it's healthy to state your expectations to friends. I totally agree with this, Alana. I think that honestly, going forward, this may sound crazy, but I really feel like it's almost like a relationship. Why isn't it like a relationship? You're going to trust this person 100%. You're going to tell this person everything. You're going to share your good, your bad, your ups, your downs with them. You're going to trust them with your life and all your feelings and thoughts. And you're going to be way more yourself than you may be around other people around them. Wouldn't you want to know who the fuck you're dealing with? Don't you want to make sure, right, that this person isn't going to sell you out, betray you, stab you in the back, any of those things? Hey, Andy. I just think sometimes we jump into friendships. I say we, I'm talking about me, where I'm like, wow, we really click. Let's be best friends. And then I fucking info dump on them. And then I'm like, whoops, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And then I absolutely get in trouble for it. And they'll go, I'm going to go to the internet and tell everybody. It's so fucking lame. It's so sad. Yeah, but someone did that to you. If someone did that to you, Tommy would shut that shit down. Tommy wouldn't have a friend that trashes me. No way. I don't think so anyway. Yeah, don't jump the gun. It's hard because I want friends, Pillow Sham, and I see what you're saying, and I've gotten better at it, and I do have friends, right? But I do sometimes meet a woman and I'm like, oh my God, I love her so much. She's going to be my best friend. I'm like, and I will kiss her and hug her and pet her like that cartoon, right? Like it gets weird because I'm like, oh my God, we really clicked. And then that's the other thing you have to remember. Some people come into your life for a season. And in my opinion, when I got out of Scientology, I was like, wow, a BFF. Wow, a BFF. Oh my God, all these people are going to be my best friend forever. And I clung to them. And it's okay. They ended up just coming in for a season, right? Tornado season. If you do not like Reese, that's okay. We don't need to agree. I'll block your ass and probably scheme to get okay. I'm sorry, I highlighted that. Babe, that's not true. Take it back. And that's not true. Let's be totally honest while you're in here. You have people on the lifeboat that don't like me. That's okay. I don't give two shits because let's be honest, Tommy has his own very successful, much bigger channel than me. Okay. Tommy does true crime and I don't. And I have a much smaller channel. But Tommy is, you like that, Megan Roberts? I just came up with that on the fly. Tommy, he's a man. And most of his people are women. I would say his demographic is probably like 85%, 90% women. I'm probably like 97% women. And so I don't have to deal with it as much, but he has a lot of, even to this day, it's toned down, but Tommy gets some weird ass women that will say weird shit and they'll be like, when are you going to leave Reese? And like, they'll say weird sexual shit or they'll say things like, Tommy, you're just the absolute best, and this is the best channel in the world. I'm not a big fan of Reese, but maybe we should run away together. It's like, okay. Tommy and I have been together for enough shit. Tommy's a man. Tommy and I have been together long enough. That kind of shit doesn't bother me anymore. And it's YouTube, and YouTube can be kind of crazy, right? It's a wild card, people. So he can get some weird women that get kind of he's got some weird women that I would say are very possessive of him and protective of him. Like it'll get creepy. Like when Tommy wasn't doing well and getting out of the hospital, hey, happy days. They'll say shit like when I'm in the chat, they'll be like, Tommy, now you need to get to bed. Tommy, I hope you're feeling better. Make sure that you check your temperature. It's like, ugh, that's just cringy to me. It's like, yeah, he's 56 and he also has me and I know why they say shit like that. They're being weird. I let them do it. I don't give a shit. My point is, right, Chow Yun Smut. My point is there are definitely people on the lifeboat who are not fans of me. Who cares? At the end of the day, who gives a shit? It's YouTube. Who cares? They're not in our immediate lives. I don't even know their real names. I don't waste a lot of time on that. But they're being weird. You're being weird, Linz. Plus, I just know Tommy. I don't worry about. I have all the confidence in the world about him. I know him inside, outside. I know every which way of Tommy. But it's got to be weirder for him because he's surrounded by women. I like it because I'm surrounded by women. If I was 97% men, that would fucking freak me out. I would feel weird. Like I feel very blessed that this is a big group of women. But yeah, West Coast, it can get weird. I don't know what I was trying to say, but like there's definitely people who will say, like, not a big Reese fan, but I love it over here on the boat. Like, they have to say that, right? They have to make it known, which is rude in itself. They know what they're doing, they know what they're saying. And I just laugh when they do it. It's like, okay, thank you for making it so upfront and clear while I'm right here in the audience. Yeah, it's lame. Um, I don't know what Happy Days is saying. And I guess what I'm saying is we don't Tommy's not blocking those people, not at all. And I wouldn't expect him to. Yeah, Mad Drop. I wouldn't expect him to. If someone comes out with outright hate, whether it be on this channel or his channel, that's where the rules are set in for blocking anybody. If you came out and were hateful to my mods, the same thing would happen. Like, we just don't allow hate here anyway. If somebody says I'm not a big Reese fan, I block their ass immediately. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not trying to be a dick, but don't allow people to say shit like that in my chat. Fair enough. Sending pics like what, Komodo? Yeah, they're just, people can be petty. Like Jen Finberg just said, I find that people can be incredibly immature. And one of the biggest things people like to do is be passive aggressive. There's a lot of passive aggressive on the internet. Yeah, Tommy is also respectful of women, so that draws them in too. I'll renew my membership there as I've done here. Money was tight. Well, don't ever worry about that, Catherine J. But thank you. That's very kind and supportive. But don't ever feel like you need to. Yeah, I'm not done with this conversation. I do ask, while there's so many people in here, would you please hit subscribe while you're here? It's supportive. I've lost quite a few subscribers lately. And I appreciate all the new people who have, but yeah, humans are just gross frequently. They let you down a lot. Hey, Jess, it is Komodo. If I knew what that was like, I only made it to 9th grade, but it does feel very like a school vibe. Please hit the like button, but please hit subscribe while you're in here. Just check. YouTube does unsubscribe you. I would like to continue this and chat more about it because it's just almost an endless conversation. I am new to the world of having friends. And the only thing I find that's been difficult lately is people expect more out of me than I'm willing to give, or that I know I'm supposed to give, if that makes sense. People expect me to be like calling them all the time or whatever it is, like they're ride or die. I don't know that I'm there yet for anybody. I'm kind of an independent person because I've always had to be. So I don't really rely. I'm not codependent like that. I don't rely on anybody. I'm really used to people pulling the rug and leaving. And I'm not saying that in a victim kind of way, like everybody abandons me. I don't mean it like that. Just as of late, as of the last several years, I'm used to people going, I love you. You can trust me. And then 6 weeks later, they're in Susie's chat going, I just fucking hate Reese. And it's like, yeah, okay. So I'm always kind of glad when I didn't invest in that to begin with, even though they can make up any story they want and say, I did this, that, and the other thing. I am too, Deborah Brown. Thank you. Guys, I really love you and I appreciate you listening. I don't know if this was a good stream in your opinion, because I feel like this was like yesterday's stream. I got a lot out of it. Me too, Joanne. I got a lot out of it, but I'm not sure if I actually made sense and vocalized and communicated to you properly to make this make sense. If it didn't make sense, it's not your fault, it's mine. I just didn't get the concept out properly. And I was also kind of all over the place. I had no concept of what I was going to talk about at all today. I'm glad that it went here. Actually, these are my favorite kinds of streams. When I hit go and I'm like, I don't have a fucking clue. Outside of my doctor's appointment, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. No idea. That's my favorite kind of stream, because then it just goes where it goes organically. And those are my favorites, to be honest. There's one, I like this. There's one Reese and there's over 18,000 of us. There's no way Reese is going to communicate with us all except on a stream. Driving fan, thank you for saying that. It's very validating, because I often think that, you know, I'm like, I give 2+ hours a day on a stream. And then I have certain people who like want to talk, want to text, want to pick up the phone and call. And I'm like, I'm kind of talked out, right? Like, that's why I came on, because I can't answer every email. I can't pick up and talk to every person. It's not personal. Please don't take it as, well, she really let me down. It's just, hey, Coco Mom, I'm just done for the day. Right? That freestyling is fun. That's literally my stream every time I go live. No clue what I mean, pretty much me too, Cricket. I will have usually something kind of like I did today. Like I was like, hey, my doctor's appointment went good. Hey, Patty. But outside of that, I'm like, what are we doing today? Those are also my favorites. Raquel, we'll probably do a stream this Friday. We missed last Friday because I was sick. Definitely unreasonable expectations. Thank you, Lego Mike, and thank you for being here. I really enjoyed you coming over. Love you, Donna Cooper. Donna, you are like almost everyone here. I feel like you guys accept me for who and what I am. Like you don't put expectations on me, and I appreciate that. I think where all friendships go wrong is when you set expectations. Bo just tripped over something with his really long legs. Sorry, Bojangies. Hey, Hux. When you put expectations on a person is I think where you go wrong, because all you're doing is letting yourself down. Really. The other person isn't feeling it. To be honest, they're not. Love you, Jojo. The other person isn't feeling it. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to feel it. When you set some invisible expectation on me, I don't know it. And then you let yourself down, but you're mad at me for it. That's weird. I think you're amazing. I don't have 2 hours worth of anything to say to anyone. I love you, Pam. It's funny. It's funny because I know her and it's true. I love you, Pam. I love all of you. Mods, I especially love you. Thank you for being here and protecting us. Guys, thank you for the super chats tonight. It means the world. It helps out me and Hux. Thank you for memberships, gifting memberships. I always want you to know how much I deeply appreciate that. It means the world to me. Helps a lot. More important than that, though, just thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. It really, really validates me to have over 300 people sit here with me and work shit out. I never take that for granted for a second of any day. I am grateful and I thank God every day that this many people show up and listen and work shit out and process and give me your feedback. Love you, Jen Finberg, and I love you, Yadira. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. I mean it. Means the world. Love you, Erica. I will be back tomorrow in the afternoon around the same time, maybe a little earlier, but I would like to be back tomorrow afternoon. I hope you'll join me. All right, everybody, I'm going to go over to the boat, and here comes Fred.